What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about some of the things that are actively going on right now in Ultimate Team. Now, you have to remember this. The house rules are going to be expiring. For those of you guys that are just checking in and haven't been around to kind of understand what's going on, they temporarily suspended MUT champions and also solo battles due through, disconnects. People were losing all kinds of connections. It was crazy. There was a lot of frustration. So EA Sports pretty much gave you guys house rules. A lot of you guys got 200 wins. I don't know how you guys did that. Pretty much for me, I think I'm at like 60 or something like that, but you can see there, I went over a whole video, gave you guys the insight into it, so you can definitely try to finish that up as of today because it expires on Monday, August 19th, 2019. So if you're watching this video right now, you're one step ahead of the game. You already know what's up. You got as many trophies as you possibly could, and you probably got yourself a Von Miller or something along those lines, which is excellent, all right? So definitely make sure you remember those things. Obviously, with the way that everything is going right now, I want you guys to make sure that you're doing your legend players because, you know, those free cards really benefit you. I've been telling you guys every week, and I'm going to continue to remind you. A lot of the stuff that goes on in Madden Ultimate Team, especially if you're a no money spent player, you got to be ready at the 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Times. Like I said, most of my viewers are in the US, but I have a very large amount that are coming in from overseas all over the country. Definitely make sure that your time zones are right when it comes to the time that these things are released, because it can definitely help you, make a lot of coins. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you some of the, pretty much like Steve Young's power up. We're going to go to his solo in a second. I'm going to show you guys what's going on with that. I don't know if you guys are, waiting for Michael Vick or whatever like that, but usually, for the most part, if you can get used to Steve Young early, because they usually do it like that. Like, Steve Young is always a card. Sometimes in the past, they would kind of give you like a Steve Young early, but now Steve Young is out. People are really excited about his card. And the reason behind it is he has so many different abilities that he can get. So, it is very exciting, but I want to make sure you guys understand. In most cases, I would probably, hold off a little bit, because more than likely Michael Vick is going to be in Madden 20. I am going to be going in depth in that because people are asking a lot about, Gmia, like when you upgrade him, he reaches that next level tier. You can look at Steve Young right now and see that this 90 overall card, once you power him up, he's going 90, 90, and then he's going to have the 87 with the deep throw, and then he's going to go 90, 89 throw on the run, 88 play action. Like, he's going to get certain things, 89 throw power. And then that was a very interesting thing, because some of you guys were saying, yeah, if we go ahead and we add go deep to him, he's right there with Patty Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way that he moves, he's a lot faster, whatever like that. I understand all that, but the biggest issue that I want you guys to understand is, if you're not used to using a left-handed quarterback, don't just jump the gun. And also, you see how the price has dropped to $78.50? When these cards are first released, I will keep telling you guys all throughout the year, because a lot of you guys have made so many coins. Usually you average about 60K a weekend with the limited, because if you play the solos immediately and put it out, there are people that don't care about the no money spent thing, that are not going to play the game to get the power-ups, and they just want to buy it. So you guys can average about 60K every weekend that they release Legends and the limited Legends, all right? So those are the things that I really want you guys to be paying attention to, because like I said, with the way that the coin, bro, the training point situation in Madden 20 is wild, and you have to make sure that everything that you get, you can utilize to make your team better. So we're going to go over some more things along those lines as well. So obviously, Willie Brown, you had, Willie Lanier was the limited. He's a pretty good linebacker right now. And then obviously what we just spoke about with Steve Young were the legends. So basically what's happening is this. A lot of us are looking to go a different route when you look at your team. I'm getting so many tweets. I'm getting so many comments about, what should we be doing right now with the way the game is? Well, I want to tell you guys, the number one thing is this. Don't start changing up anything that you're doing right now. Yes, they are going to be releasing a patch very soon, like you saw in the notes that he did with the title update, that they have a lot more coming. So most of you guys are saying, all right, should we start to, change up our team? Are they going to nerf the way that these guys break tackles? Are they going to nerf this? Bro, we don't know what they're nerfing. Okay, we don't know what they're doing. We don't know how they're going to approach the game. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to need all of you guys to sit tight. If you have a Patrick Mahomes right now, I'm going to urge you guys, like, a couple of you guys were like, yo, bro, don't raid sell them, because my last couple of videos when I was doing some of the those solos that they just released for some of the themed diamonds, Patrick Mahomes was throwing the ball like a complete idiot. And a lot of you guys were saying the right thing. Like, yo, Gmi, just hold off. All the quarterbacks, you know, they're doing wild throws and stuff like that, which is absolutely true. I do not want you guys to go ahead and start powering down players and raid selling them unless you're absolutely confident. Remember, for me, I've only raid sold one player so far, and that's huge because over the last 3 years, dudes are getting raid sold every single video. Like, bruh, you gotta go, you gotta go. But because the attributes and the way that they work, we have to make sure that we put the right abilities on. And that's what we're gonna be talking about going forward. Like, is certain things that you can do to your team right now that regardless of what they do, with what's going to be happening with the patch and everything, it won't affect it. Because last year we had an issue where they were doing things and it was obvious that it just didn't work. Let me give you guys an example, right? If you go over here and you have a long-range Deadeye, say you put long-range Deadeye on Patrick Mahomes, if you go into games and like right now when he doesn't have these abilities on him, he's going to overthrow the ball sometimes, not all the time, because he has a decent long range passing with deep throw, but this will kind of guarantee that most of the time he's going to make an accurate throw. Okay, so I don't have these abilities on, and a lot of you guys are asking me like, you know, Gmi, when are you going to start adding abilities to players? I'm going to start adding abilities when I can afford it. Like, yeah, I was able to make some coins using my power-up passes, but bruh, training is ridiculous. You guys know it's ridiculous. I'm not going to lie to you. It's wild, bro. You got to take out a second mortgage just to power up Lawrence Taylor. Like, I'm not doing that. Not right now, though. But I will get to it, but I'm just not doing it right now. But this is the issue, right? When you start looking through these things and the things that matter to you the most, like if you're somebody that likes to run outside the pocket and throw the ball, more than likely most people that you play with Michael Vick is going to use this. Okay, now this is going to make you very, very upset, so get insurance on your controller. I know a lot of people that buy their controllers at specific spots. You guys were giving me tips so that you could return it after you smash it. Michael Vick is going to cause chaos with this this ability, all right, because you can't get mad at it because they've developed the game for the abilities. So with Michael Vick's speed and everything like that, it's actually going to make sense. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn about contained defenses. You're going to have to learn about different coverages. You're going to have to learn about spies, you know, things of that nature in order to stop it. And I will make sure that you guys are ready and prepared for that once that happens. But I just wanted to point some of this stuff out. If you look at these prices for the training, it's wild. You know what I'm saying? So these are the reasons why I always try to keep you guys like ahead of the curve, because I want you guys to be able to know, all right, look, these are the ways that I make my coins. Like the only reason that I didn't do these power-ups and sell them for the 60K this particular weekend is because I had something going on. So I wasn't able to do it. All right. But these are things that I would love for you guys to take part in, because it's just ultimately going to make your squad that much better. Because if you average that 60K coins every week, it all adds up. And then obviously when they bring back solo battles, they bring back weekend league, you have other things to look forward to while everything is going on. All right, so let me go over here. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. As far as the superstar challenges, they did release one extra one to make sure that everybody can have their 245. So you should have gotten your free 89 to 90 overall elite player, and you should have gotten several of the 77 to 78 players. All of these things should be completed, especially for my no money spent players. All of this should already be done. All your free players, everything. They've released every single one. So for most of you guys, you've already gotten everything done, so you're good to go. Some of you guys that are just catching up or just getting the game, just finding the channel, you guys would get started with that, get your free players, and jumpstart your ultimate team. All right, now we go to Legends, okay? Right here, you can see that I haven't been completing many of them, but I've gotten certain ones. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to get them and sell them. But you know, with the way that this one is showing is not complete, there were a lot of limiteds released this week when they put the Jerry Rice and Reggie White out. It was like a punter, all kind of stuff. If you don't do the limiteds, you're not going to be able to do, you know what I'm saying? You won't be able to successfully get all of the stuff that you're capable of getting. Because you see like how you don't see the limited on this one? Okay, and then Bruce Matthews, I got 4 stars because I'm about to break my controller with the way, when you play it for the difficulty on hard, EA is not playing games. Like they are literally making you know, like, look, this is really a hard challenge. So you can see the limited here. All right, so even if you go right now, say you're a no money spent player, even if you go into this right here and then you want to get the 3 stars, whatever the situation is, right? Because look, right here, you got to complete 15 or more passes. You got to pass for 250. All right. Now, say you did this on the first day as soon as it came out, and you just blasted it out. Like I said, I averaged like 22 to 23, all right? You do all three, you're looking at 60, okay? If you decide to go back to that card later, and then, say you want to go back to it after it's over, usually you see the prices are down to 7. That's what's been happening. I will urge you guys to know this though. Whenever they release the Randy Moss legend, or they release like Calvin Johnson's legend, be very, very careful when you sell the power-up. Those power-ups, see, I don't even know if they're going to do it along those lines. I got to be very careful because I don't think that they'll do it like that. Maybe they will, like Michael Vick and these guys, because these power-ups are going to be going for crazy amounts. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the time that they're released, it's obviously going to be more than 20. After everybody gets it and it's there on the market, obviously it will go down. But certain cards that everybody looks for, those are going to be the cards that I'm going to want you guys to be very, very heavily looking after. All right. But as far as this goes, they have very, very minimal things that you have to do. And it's the full game. It's not like those themed diamond solos where you got 1 quarter to throw 1,000 passes and nobody at EA was like, yo, bro, look, you know what I'm saying? They got enough time. It's craziness. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the clock runoff and everything, it's not like that. So these full games are relatively easy for you to just run drag after drag and just do whatever you want. And then remember, the reason that I like these, because if you watch the clock, right, this is when it's favorable. You see, I like that it's doing this, that the clock winds down and stuff like that, the way that it's doing it, because it makes the quarter go by very, very quickly. The only thing that I would urge you guys to do is to make sure that, as far as your skill set, that you're able to do everything to get the 5 stars the first time. Because replaying full games is a nightmare, all right? And I don't want you guys to get, start doing that, because then it starts to take away from the fun of the game. You start complaining, and then it gets weird. With me, I just sit back. I do what I have to do to get the 5 stars, because obviously I'm going after the MUT Master, Pat Tillman. So the stars help me to make sure that I'm on route to that. Just keep in mind, obviously, you can do it by online wins, and you can do it by just playing offline and getting all these stars. That's what all of these stars mean. Okay, for those of you guys that are still asking, yo, Gmia, I got stars in this part of the this mission section, and where does it go? What it's about? The total star amount, you need 1,500. You need 1,500 stars to get the final upgrade for Pat Tillman. All right, so after you do that, you will be sitting on that 95 over Pat Tillman, which a lot of people already have. That's fine. Again, I haven't had time to grind out the 75,000 yards or whatever it is. I'm very close to finishing the rushing yards, but the other things I haven't been able to do yet. So once I'm able to do that, obviously, probably before the end of the month, I'll have Pat Tillman. Shout out to all you other guys that were able to successfully get him. I know he's out there just outright dominating dudes, and that's a great thing to see, that they were able to get him back into the game. But as you look at what I'm doing right here, right, with the drag routes, these are like tips for solo battles as well. Because solo battles, a lot of the guys that get top 100, you have to get a certain amount of receptions and stuff like that. The only thing that they do different is they go out of bounds and they stop the clock and they get as many as possible as far as the receptions go. With me right here, I'm not really trying to, go out of bounds and do all that stuff. You see the way that the clock is going, and then we only need 4 more to get, what we need and finish up everything and get the 5 stars. And regardless of the difficulty in which the computer is playing, it won't affect the drag route. As you can see, like if the drag is not open, then the guy's running a hitch in the middle of the screen. He'll be open sitting there. Like, it's always going to be there. So I always recommend, similarly in solo battles, to do all of the receptions first. And then after you do that, like throwing the ball deep and getting those yards, very, very easy to do with the CPU. All right, so that's what I want you guys to keep in mind right now. Just giving you guys a heads up with the way everything is working. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and get you guys ready to go for some other things and other promos that are going to be dropping. But I just want to make sure that you guys know, I'm never going to tell you guys to do stuff that I'm not going to do. I make sure that I'm getting these solos in as well. And I like to give you guys pro tips while, I go through it, because it's just easy to know that regardless of how other people are making their coins, there are simple ways to do it. So that's just like a, quick heads up. And then after you do that, keep in mind, if you want to just run backwards with a run play and, just throw the ball back deep, whatever, and keep getting yards like that, that still works as well. So, whichever way you guys want to do it, it's all possible to get it done. I just want to let you guys know. Because I have the full game, I'll just play it out and just throw the ball deep and get the 250 yards. But you can always run back with your running back all the way backwards and keep doing that and just throwing over the top and getting multiple yards, and things like that to go towards MUT Master. All right, guys, so get out there. Make sure you get these free players, all three. The limited Lanier solo, that expires on Monday, so definitely get that done as well. Go ahead and wait until that expires because people may need to power up later, and that's another glitchy way to make a little bit more coins with the limiteds, because obviously not being available anymore to play the solos because they expire. If somebody needed the power up later, you could obviously sell it for a different price. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. So much more coming soon. Until next time, one love.